wanna do is drink beer for breakfast. All I wanna do is drink beer for breakfast.
6:42 now. It's First Edition on AM 860 KPAM for your Thursday morning, and that means it's time for the First Edition Beer Geek. And we have beer royalty among us this morning. He is one of the founding fathers of Oregon's craft beer industry and co-founder of the Oregon Brewers Festival. He is Art Larrance. Good morning, Art.
Good morning. I had not heard that song before.
Well, it's noon somewhere, you know. We got to do something at 6:40 in the morning. Well, it's a privilege to have you on the radio this morning. It really is. And let's talk about two big developments with the Oregon Brewers Festival. For years, I've always gone when the festival opens on Thursday. A lot of folks consider that the best time to go. But now I got to make my plans for Wednesday, right?
Yeah, we're dialing it back a day. Give you more time to come out and sample all those 80 beers that we'll have.
So is the idea here to draw more people to a festival that already draws about 80,000 people, or to try to spread out the crowd a little?
I think it's trying to spread out the crowd a little and maybe shorten up the lines a little bit. Part of the purpose of the lines is to sober you up a little bit too. Our purpose isn't try to go sell as maximum about a beer, but try to have a nice experience.
Have you gotten feedback from folks that it's just too crowded down there at times?
Yeah, on Fridays and Saturdays it does get peaked out. But we know, again, that's kind of the line is the sobering up line. And we know that if we let everybody walk up to the beer taps and lay in front of them, underneath them, and drink all the beer that they wanted to, there would be people doing that. So we like to have the lines are built in, so it takes you maybe 10, 15 minutes to go through that line. It gives you a chance to visit with people, drink some beer, because the object isn't to go out and get drunk. Because the obvious thing is to go out and sample some beers.
Right.
That's what our purpose is.
Now, what are some of the challenges to expanding another day? Because you did this once back in 2005 when you went to 4 days. Do you need more volunteers now? And
key volunteers. When we first did it, and we brought in Thursday, we only did half of Thursday for a couple of years to get a feel for it. This year we're doing the whole thing. We're opening it up at 11:30 on Wednesday. And the other thing that we found out is half the people that come to this event are tourists. They're from outside our area. So that gives that tourist 5 days to come into town to sample more beers. And that also gives them time to go around to the other brew pubs in the city.
That's always one of the most fun parts of the festival for me is while you're standing in line, just talking to people and, hey, where are you from? Well, I'm from Georgia. Hey, where are you from? I'm from Kansas. It's always just amazing to talk to all the out-of-towners who make a point of coming to Portland.
Yes, we've been doing surveys the last 3 years, and we didn't know we had that many. We didn't know that half the people were tourists that came into this event. So it's our figures show that we, because of the festival for that 1 week, it generated about $23 million in income for Oregon businesses.
Now, are the brewers involved going to have to brew more beer because of the one additional day?
Yeah, we're bringing in up to 24 kegs of each brewery. In the past, we brought in 18 kegs, or last year we did 18, but we're going to go up to 24 with some of the beers this year. So our goal is to be serving all the beers on Sunday. For those people that come and say, I don't want to go on Sunday, they don't have enough beer. We plan to have enough beer on Sunday, and that's another one of our goals, is to try to be able to serve the whole event. But one of the keys is trying to run out of the beers that are from outside this region, because if you don't drink them, we don't have another source to sell them. So we want to go run out of all the beers from outside this area.
All right, we're talking live with Art Larrance, the co-founder of the Oregon Brewers Festival here on the First Edition Beer Geek. The other big development, Art, that is going to have not only myself but beer geeks elsewhere cheering is going from plastic to glass mugs. Tell us about that.
Yes, we've been talking about it for a couple of years. And last year, for some reason, it was real warm, and we got the mugs in early, and they sat in a trailer for about 10 days, and it was real hot. And that plastic just got a little too warm, and it was still retaining some of its odor from the polystyrene that's used within these plastic cups. And the first day when we had all the mugs out and they didn't get exposed to the air, they still had a lot of that smell to them. So when you went to drink your beer and you tipped it up and it got by your nose, you were getting a good whiff of plastic in addition to the beer. So we're going to glasses this year. And this should be a big improvement for the tasting people, for the people that really want to go out and get all of the advantages and smell those hops that are in there, because we always have some good hoppy beers. So now you'll have that advantage. And it kind of took a guy from Czechoslovakia and a guy from Italy to sit down and say, listen, you got a great event here. Get rid of the plastic.
Yeah, I'm 100% in favor of this decision, Art. For folks who are beer beginners, perhaps, what is the advantage of glass over plastic?
Well, you get a chance to really savor the beer. You get a chance to not have any other competing flavors or aromas when you're drinking your beer. So you get a chance to smell the hops, taste the malt, and really get a chance to experience the beer at its max.
All right, very cool. Art, a pleasure to have you on the radio this morning, and these are two fantastic developments. It's still a couple of months away, but boy, I hope this gets folks excited about this year.
Yeah,
number 26
in the next couple of days for the breweries, and that event that will be published on the beers that we featured this year.
All right, very cool. Art, thanks again so much. A real privilege to have you on the radio this morning.
I'd be happy to talk beer in the morning and listen to that beer and breakfast song.
All right. Very cool. Art Larrance, co-founder of the Oregon Brewers Festival with us, and one of the founding fathers of Oregon's craft beer industry. Always great to hear what he has to say. More information on the changes at the Brewfest at OregonBrewfest.com. It's Oregon Brewfest on Twitter and, Oregon Brewers Festival on Facebook.
Next time he's on, though, he's got to sing the Beer for Breakfast song.
I think we could probably make him do that.
I bet we could. On Wall Street right now, the S&P off a fraction, the Dow's down 23, the NASDAQ also down a fraction.